Um, Pakistan is a bit of a shrouded mystery for many of us in the Western world. Many don't get the chance to visit there and see that beautiful country, and yet its history is vibrant and rich and means so much to the world. And I first had the chance to go to Pakistan in 1994 as part of a school trip. And we arrived in Karachi after dark, and I kept hearing what sounded like firecrackers and seeing flashes of light. Of course, they weren't firecrackers, they were gunshots. And you know, that was the welcome to Pakistan. We had arrived in the middle of a civil uprising. Since that point, I had gone out and seen the country for myself and seen people living in the toughest of conditions, in intractable poverty without the means to get out, an air so thick that you sometimes can't see your hand, with a fragile democracy, yet this vital and vibrant culture, and it's a land with nuclear weapons. And it dawned on me when I saw this that as Pakistan goes, so may go the fate of the entire world. And so I wanted to do something about it, but what could I do? A few years later, I transitioned from a penniless student eating my roommate's leftovers to an internet millionaire eating my roommate's leftovers. And I resolved to help.
Yeah.
And what I found is there are a number of really wonderful charitable organizations and social entrepreneurs in Pakistan doing great work. One of which is a group called Cash F. They're one of the leading microfinance organizations in Pakistan, and they work with over 500,000 people in the country. One of those people is a woman named Saima Mohammed, who 3 years ago was unemployed and living with her unemployed husband and their daughter, and they didn't have food to feed their daughter. And they were mocked by their fellow villagers. With a loan of $65 from Cash F, Saima was able to start a small embroidery business, and today she now employs 30 families in the village, and she is the biggest employer in that village. And there are thousands of people like Saima just from this one organization. Another organization is called IDSP, whose educational programs reach about 1 million people in the country. And the founder of the organization is a woman named Karetalain Bakhtiri. And she personally, she's a wonderful woman, and she personally has housed about 100 families in her house who've been moved out of the Swat Valley. And so there are wonderful people doing incredible work, and they really need our support. 15 years since I first visited Pakistan, things have gotten worse. There's really, as you know, a battle of the hearts and minds of the people who have been relocated. And these people are now returning to their villages, but what are they returning to? They need help to rebuild their villages, rebuild their lives, feed their children. And we are that group of determined citizens who can help make this a reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And towards that end, I'm pleased to announce a small start on that. I'd like to contribute $50,000 to Salman and Samina's foundation for their work in Pakistan, and I hope many of us will join in this cause. Thank you very much, Salman. You're a visionary and a man of peace.